This slide shows a selection of the numerous business studies related news articles which come from the summer to autumn of 2020. I had trouble choosing which ones to use because there's just so many. The thing I really like about business studies is that it's happening all the time. I think it's important for students to look at what's happening and then try and understand it, so we bring this into lessons as much as we possibly can do. Another reason for this is that we know that the exams will involve some case studies, so students knowing what's going on in the world around them and understanding why they've happened, they can apply the skill to the exam, which will help them to do better. Here we're looking at the range of different topics covered throughout the A-levels, so this is years 12 and 13. I think it's quite a rounded course which covers all the different bases of business studies, which then helps because students might go on to do any particular bits they want to at a later stage. We're now looking at the assessments. You can see that there are 3 different papers, all worth 100 marks, all given 2 hours to complete. Any of the content from the 2 years worth of the course can be assessed in any of these papers. I'm going to go through and show some examples of the type of questions you get in each of them. There's an overview here ranging from multiple choice questions up to 25 markers, so quite a range. This is looking at paper 1. Paper 1 is a paper which has some multiple choice and then goes through to 25 markers. Students have to choose 2 separate 25 markers they will answer. In between there are some calculation questions. We go through each of these types of questions to help and make sure that students understand during lessons. Students have lots of practice before they sit the exam. Here are some examples of paper 2. This is slightly different from paper 1 because it's based upon case studies. We have some numerical data, some written data, but students will need to use this information within their answers. They're actually getting tested to see whether they can apply the business studies to these different situations. Again, we practice this a lot so students are used to this skill. We are now looking at paper 3. Like paper 2, it's based on a case study. This time it was one longer case study, 3 pages about typical. The questions from this paper are also longer. There are 12, 16 and 20 markers, making up a total of 100 marks. Here is a bit of information about the team. There typically are 2 teachers per class, so it will depend which class you're in as to which mix of these teachers you will get. We each have a lot of experience and we're delivering the same content, so here's a bit of information. Have a read to find out a bit about us. In business studies lessons, you're going to get a variety of different styles of learning and types of activities. We often use PowerPoints to deliver the theory of it, but at some stage you will be looking at case studies, you'll be working in groups to do some research and present it, you will be thinking about putting together essays, you'll be practicing some essays, you'll be practicing a variety of different types of questions. We try and keep things different, and we try to make sure that we suit lots of different styles of learners, and we want to keep it so people are enjoying the business studies element. In this picture we can see a bit of business studies work which has been completed by our students. Each student is given a blue copy of the case study booklet, so this looks at the past exam case studies, and we get students to use this to practice the different forms. To help students do this, we often use structures to support their work so students can understand what they need to do and how it's going to help them get the marks. Here we have a quote from Poppy, who's one of our Year 13 students. Have a read of what she has to say. I think there will be many others who might have said something similar. It's just she was kind enough to agree to do this. Because we've got a general A-level course, students who've studied business studies might go on to do a number of different degree courses if that's what they're interested in. So here we've got some examples like business and management, economics, accountancy, finance, marketing, sometimes human resources, sometimes hospitality. Or others will go off and take up an apprenticeship, or they'll look for some job-related learning which is also relevant. Business studies really does fit in with lots and lots of different options, so our students are always looking at a variety of different topics they might go into. Last year we had a student go off and do fashion and business studies, and it shows the range of courses which might be available to you.